Hello guys and welcome to My Hero Academia, I hope everyone's well. I know I am not. I'm just still gonna shrivel up and die, guys. It's gonna be lots of fun. However, last episode was heartbreaking, brilliant, cruel, punishing, and amazing in all the great and worst ways. We saw a big fight happen. And we led up to another big fight. However, the fight we saw was a Choco v Kachan. Now Uraraka, I think, did amazingly in this fight. She took Deku's advice, but she used her own plan, and it almost worked. I feel like if she hadn't given it away at the end, she might have got in with a chance. Or maybe as she ran at him, he got ready, and then she went, "You might want to look up." And as he looked up, she could have gone in, but. Nah, it just wasn't meant to be. Neither of them were playing, and I really appreciate that especially from Kachan, because he didn't underestimate her. I think a lot of people would have done. But she proved to show a good fight. I feel like she's gonna go far in the industry. You know, as a pro hero manager, I think she's gonna go very far in the industry, guys. You heard it here first from me, Torchwood Boy, a pro hero. My ability to know how far other heroes are gonna go. Boom. No, she did amazingly well. She kicked all the ass, and she didn't actually land a hit on him at all. But it didn't matter because her determination, her willpower. It wasn't like Kachan just took her out in like 1 second. He worked for that shit. And he wasn't playing, and neither was she. And I think it was so impressive. And she put up a good fight. I was incredibly proud of her. I really was. I was so proud of her. Then the crowd started going like, "Boo, you picking on her, stop bullying her." It's like that stuff. And as I was like, he's not bullying her. He knows how dangerous she is. He knows what a threat she is. He's throwing everything he's got at her to stop her from, fucking winning. All it would have taken was one touch, one contact. That was the problem. That's why I think like Bakugo didn't move very much in the fight as well, because he had to keep his wits about him all the time where she was coming from. And all it would take was one hit to just try and take him out. And I think that people underestimate Kachan a little bit because they always think he's like so full of rage and he's so angry and he just wants to be the best. And the thing is, when he gets to being the best, he'll realise that it probably wasn't the thing he actually wanted, and he wasted his time doing it. Oh, wow, that's a real great metaphor for my life. Yes, that's right, I blow people up, because I'm always angry. But no, he's always perceived as being this angry, god complexy, well no, superiority complexy, verging on god complexy, kind of character. And I really love the way that it was portrayed that maybe he isn't just all that. He is smart. He has reflexes like a cat. He can get out of danger. He can get out of trouble however he wants to. And the way he really put up a fight against her, and the way he really he held the battlefield without even moving, was insane. The only time he showed real emotion, he had to put in the work, but the only time he showed proper emotion was when he thought it was like they were really going to go at it, and then Uraraka just was like, no. Because who could stand up? I wouldn't, I don't think many of us would be able to stand up as long as Uraraka did against him. Like, I'd be on the ground after the first explosion, I'd be like, no, please, I'm sorry. I don't want to do this anymore. My power, I know you're going to win. Well, that fight at least. I don't see him beating Todoroki if that ever happens, although I don't know who's going to win in this fight, guys, to be honest, because let's think, Todoroki, the Deku, it's a big fight. However, Kachan was too good. He was too good, and she was down, but she was memorable, and the phone call with her dad really summed it up for me. Like, he was like, you did your best, you kept trying, you fought, you've shown the world how tough you are, and it was damn impressive. I look forward to seeing who Kachan faces next. I kind of think it might be Tokoyami. I don't know why, but I have this feeling it's going to be Tokoyami, and I think Kachan will win. I think Kachan's going to get to the finale, and then he'll lose to either Izuku or Todoroki. I think. I might be wrong. I don't know. And yeah, Dad was so proud. I think it's the first time I've actually cried in a My Hero Academia reaction, because it was so heartwarming to see a dad really stand up and say, no, you did well, you tried your best, and that's what counts, you will go far. My dad used to say to me, second place, first loser. I mean, I worked out okay. I have no friends, and I live in this room. There's no door. I just live here. I'm not allowed out. It's prison now. You know, so I stan a supportive dad, and that's also the first time I've ever said I stan anything. I'm 23. I don't know if I'm allowed to use that word, but I'm gonna. Fuck it. And then it really came to blows with Izuku and Endeavor. I really liked that whole sequence where Izuku was basically like, bitch, fuck off. I mean, he didn't say that. He's Izuku. He's far too polite to say that. If it was Kachan. But people were like, yeah, Endeavor, tell me all your secrets. But Izuku was like, I'm not you. I'm not All Might, and he's not you. And he doesn't have to prove anything to you. And he's not you, and I love that. I love that whole thing. Like Endeavor's trying to treat him as his successor to defeat All Might, and Todoroki doesn't want to be a weapon. He just wants to be a kid. He's 15 years. Is he 15 or is he? Are they aged up now? Who knows? But they, you know, they don't wanna. They're kids. They don't wanna fucking, you know. I think if my dad was trying to pit me against someone, I'd go tell him to fuck himself as well. Yeah, I have a lot of daddy issues. I should ring my dad. No, I don't really. But, you know, it's like, it was very much like a kind of a way of Izuku's basically saying, back away from my friend, who isn't my friend yet, but will be friends. I hope they're friends one day, because that would be really cool. Yeah. I like Shoto. I think he is strong, and I think he is definitely focused, but I think there's also probably there must be a kind layer under there as well, and I really hope at some point we see it. There's definitely a layer that respects people. He definitely has a lot of respect for people who he views as his equals, like Izuku, like Kachan, and he was impressed with Uraraka as well, from what we saw of his face during the fight. But he was also probably watching out for Kachan as well, so he was working out the battlefield. So yeah, I'm very excited for this episode. What else was there to talk about? We're about to start the fight. I feel like this is going to be one big fight, and we're definitely going to have either a flashback. I'm calling either a flashback or an Izuku in a head moment, which is where Izuku speaks to himself in his head. They are my predictions for this episode: flashback or that, or maybe both. Maybe we'll have a double flashy backy. I was about to say wacky backy, but that's something else. I look forward to this fight. I'm rooting for Izuku, probably, but Todoroki's really cool, so I don't know. I'm gonna say Izuku because Todoroki beat him in the last one, and you know, I don't want him to win again, like with the headband thing. So, this is My Hero Academia. This is Season 2, Episode 10. Eventually, guys, it will come to the point where we just sort of binge watch these, and we'll have like 4 a week or something. Probably during the end of summer, I'm thinking. My main focus is to have shows that I react to. If I'm going to start a show, I don't want to do it week on week. I want to do it like 4 a week, and just fly through it. Because that way you get more engaged with the show, you get more engaged with an audience, and I think it'd be really cool to do that. So yes, this is My Hero Academia. This is Season 2, Episode 10. This is the English dub, because I don't speak Japanese and I don't want to read subtitles. I have to do that for Scam on Mondays. So no. Let's go.
Yourself.
You poured boiling water over his face. I don't care.
So much of what she said in those days.
I'm very angry with her. Kaminari? Zero? All Might? 13? Twat face? Let's begin.
His attack was going to be.
No.
So he abandoned restraint and fired off a shot at 100%. It's true that this was likely the only thing he could do against the ice barrage. However...
Here comes another one.
He can't it again!
Go! You gotta go! You gotta go through it.
I don't know much about Todoroki's fighting style. His attacks are so fast that it's hard to collect data on him.
Damn.
6 more chances.
Jesus.
Let's continue.
Move. You need to run. You need to go straight.
5 more chances.
Oh no, crap! I'm missing it.
Hey, nice job making it to the second round, Kirishima.
Yeah.
Man, looks like I...
Nicely done. Is your arm broken?
That was much more powerful than any of your previous attacks.
Come on.
Could this be his finishing move?
I am not done yet!
But boy!
You going this far?
Because I'm not gonna lose. And he's not gonna lose.
Todoroki.
Oh,
It's easy to forget that quirks are physical.
fucking scary.
There's a limit to the cold your body can take, right? I get it. Usually you'd make up for the drop in temperature by using the heat from your left side. But you refuse to do that now. Look at me, Todoroki. You haven't managed to put a single scratch on me yet. So come at me with all you've got!
My boy! Ah, I'm so intense. It's so intense.
Microwave.
Huh?
It won't explode. I've got this. Come on, I've got this!
Oh! Ah! Probably just.
Ah! Whoa. He landed a hit on Todoroki.
Even though Midoriya looks way more beat
Damn.
up, I can't believe he went on the offensive there.
This is insane.
Why? An absurd amount of resolve. What's driving him? Why is he so intent?
Because he wants to be the hero.
He's the greatest hero. And I want to be just like him. In
Aww.
order to do that, I have to be strong enough to become #1. I know my motivation might
Ice
seem
is probably
stupid
really
compared to
helping
yours.
his arm, to be honest.
I can't make a fist, but...
Damn.
Ignore them, Shoto. They live in a different world than the one I'm training you for.
Oh man, I want Todoroki to win.
I feel like I'm going crazy. I can't take it anymore. Every day, the children seem more like him.
Inherit quirks from their parents, or develop similar power sets. But the most important thing to remember is that a quirk is what you make of it, regardless of your history. You decide how you use it. That's what I mean when I say,
Oh my god, guys, this is fucking
to
heartbreaking.
become a hero, no one else. Take this
Come on,
kids.
Todoroki.
You got it.
I want you to win now. I love Izuku, I do.
Honey, you do still want to be a hero, don't you? Just remember, stay true to yourself.
Aww.
Yes, Shoto!
Shut the fuck up.
Have you finally accepted your purpose? That's it. Very good. This is the dawn of a new era for us. With my blood.
And Deku suddenly shouts words of encouragement? Doting father.
From a doting father. No, he's a monster.
Why are you smiling? With those injuries, in this hopeless situation, you must be crazy. Don't blame me for what happens next.
Holy shit!
I see now, Midoriya. Thank you.
Oh!
Midoriya is out of bounds! Todoroki wins! He advances to the third round!
What the fucking shit balls? Well. That was insane. May I just say, to start off, the amount of work that must go into making this show is another level. It's another world, and I'm so impressed by what they bring and what they deliver constantly. That was one of the best fights I've seen, I think. The emotion, the action, I mean, holy hell, Todoroki is powerful. And I love that Izuku, like, he's not had his whole life to train. He can barely master one for all. And he's up against someone who has been forced to train their whole lives. And I think it's a very different thing that Izuku wants to win. He wants to be the best. And if he can't, and if you're not putting everything you've got into it, then you're not gonna be able. If you're not putting everything into it, he doesn't want to fight you, because he only will want to fight you if you're at your best, because that is how true fights happen. And there's no honor in fighting someone that isn't at their peak, that isn't at their, that isn't at their full strength at that point. And I absolutely adored that fight. That was insane. I did expect Izuku to go out, actually. At the end, I was like, yeah, no, this feels like it's Todoroki's story, and I'm quite happy for that. Because there were some parts in that where I was like, this is legitimately goosebump chilling kind of stuff. The moment where he went like fucking Super Saiyan, and it was like over 9,000, and then Izuku like fired over his ice shit, and that was insane. And I think it's incredible that Izuku was still standing after that fight, because he was hit with everything Todoroki had, and that's totally to be expected, because Todoroki is 100%, a trained, skilled fighter. He was brought in on recommendation. Having said that, doesn't count for much, because Momo was too, and she got pwned. But then again, she was kind of tricked into out of bounds, which is, she was facing a power that she didn't really understand, and I think that's a big problem as well. Whereas Izuku threw himself at that, because he was like, I want to face you at your full strength or nothing at all, and I absolutely adored that. That was really sick. That was really cool. Just the whole fight. And then, of course, Todoroki's backstory. Endeavor continues to be a monster, who I hate. Hate's a very strong word, but I think it's owed to people like that, and I don't feel bad about saying it, because he's a dick. I think we're going to see a lot more of that young man, Todoroki, moving forward. He was very much a bit of an extra in the first, as Kashan would call them, in the first volume. He started to get a bit more prominence towards the end, but he wasn't really ever that much of a standout, whereas in volume 2 he's really stepped up and he's really standing out, and I really like it. I like it a lot. I'm hoping that we see a bit more of Todoroki's, maybe a friendship with Izuku. I'm hoping anyway. I don't know, that's all I can hope for. But I truly adored this episode. It was brilliant. It was ace. We saw so many epic fights, and it's just kind of out of this world how that came about. And then his mother was just in. You can understand that she went into like what can only be described as full breakdown mode, and she definitely had some kind of psychotic or mental breakdown, and of course you're going to. You were forced into a marriage. You were raped to have a child you didn't want. You then have to raise the child that you didn't want, who looks like the man who beats you and who punches your 5-year-old. because he's man enough at 5 to take a full-grown punch from an adult after making him physically sick from the punch. That is actually, oh wow, actually saying that makes me angry. Like, that is legitimately me with what I just want to wham straight in the face. Do you know what I mean? Like, you would though, because who could do that to their child? And there are people who do that to their child. There are people who do that to their child in this world every single day. And I'm very happy that the show is brave enough to show that, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to watch. I will continue to watch it, of course, because it's an awesome show. But I think in that point, it's just like, what even in the world, you know, it's kind of very much a thing where you're just basically like, why would people do that, you know? And it's definitely affected Todoroki on a mental level. Of course, it was always going to. But I just really hope he can rise above it and become a greater person for it, rather than letting it, you know, control him and letting it beat him. And I really hope that he can get out of the funk of maybe just be like, Dad, we're done. That's it. I don't want to be the number one hero. I just want to be a hero. And I think the thing about this show is that I really love is that we're starting to see friendships form now. Like, obviously we've got Uraraka, and Tenya and Midoriya. We have Kirishima, Kanamari. I think I got it right. Kiriyami. Oh, who the fuck knows? Zero. Maybe Kachan. Maybe it's Kachan getting in on that. Maybe. And we have the lovely ladies. We have Netta. And yeah, I like seeing all these friendships develop and change and grow, and also Tokoyami's inclusion now as they're bringing him, and Ojiro, and Jiro, of course, and Sue, everyone. I love the whole of 1A for the most part, and I think they're all really, really awesome. Where it goes from here, I imagine the medical bay, because Izuku got fucked up. But man, did he put up one hell of a fight, and I'm very impressed by what he did. And I liked how he did that egg and the other thing, and he managed to channel the punch, so it didn't rip Todoroki in half, but it gave him Todoroki's got some tough endurance. Maybe not as tough as, FYI, Izuku, Uraraka. Toughest endurances I fucking know. They've got blown to bits these last 2 episodes, and they both were stood standing for quite a little while until they collapsed. Seriously, so awesome to see some power. I mean, I love the explosion. Cemento was like, nope, fuck this bullshit, I'm not letting this happen. But even then, he wasn't strong enough to stop them from actually like ripping it apart. Midnight got thrown off her podium. It was insanity. Did Midnight's mask come off? Actually, that's a good point. I thought I saw a mask come off. But it was insanity. But it was amazing. I loved it so much. And I can't wait to see where it goes from here, to be honest. I think it's going to be so much fun. I think it's going to be crazy and so much fun and just awesome. Yeah, I truly look forward to it. Not honestly sure about who's going to win between Kachan and Kirishima. I think that could be a very interesting fight, because obviously Kirishima is very much tough, but will Kachan just blow him to bits? Who knows? Will he do better than Uraraka did? I don't know. But I do look forward to that fight, and I also want to say a big thank you to everyone who's supported me over the last year while reacting to the show. We have many fine days to come. I don't know if people are still watching at this point. Do people watch this bit? Hi. Hello. Comment down below if you're still watching at this time. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I have been Torchwood. Don't forget you can watch the next reaction on Patreon right now, so go do that. I love you lots, and yeah, have an amazing day. Or night. Or weekend. Have an amazing weekend.